I feel a little bit guilty, and I'm gonna explain you why, and I'm gonna amend for my sins, even though it's not really on purpose. But yesterday we created the Verdant Behemoth deck guide, and it's a great deck guide, it's a great deck, but then I started playing Behemoth Verdant, and I got crushed on the ladder by a new variation of Revenant Dust Spore Rampfire, and then I started playing that too, and I was crushing Behemoth Verdants, and it felt like people just like watched my guide, followed my guide, and then I was there to farm them, which was not my intention. Just the meta is evolving so fast, you gotta stay on top of that. So that's why I'm here, to amend for my sins, to make good on the promise to deliver you the best decks on the meta. And right now we're kind of back to mirror matches. I tried to find an example where I'm crushing Verdant Behemoth, but just take my word for it, this deck does it, because you have a little bit of an easier opener. You're playing 4 rogues with the Rampfire, and then the Behemoth cannot get to your Rampfire, and you always win it. You just place a Rampfire in the middle, place the 4 rogues around it, so nothing can touch it, and that's it. You win Behemoth Verdant. But what we're gonna look at today is what is happening in the meta today, which is, and also yesterday, which is mirror matches. Mirror matches with the updated version. So now we have a new opener. We're gonna start with the 2 rats, and basically, or hedgehogs. Basically, you have the option of either going for the Maladaptive Resonator to inflict Clumsy versus Spore, or you go for the Grit Augment right there. Grit Augment is gonna win because I don't have Spore, so Clumsy is not that important, and he doesn't have Spore. How could I counter that? Now I could swap to the different weapon. I could bring a nature weapon, swap to Spore, and then suddenly it's gonna be very important again to apply Clumsy with the Maladaptive Resonator. But he made the right choice. He brought in the Grit Augment, which should be better. But again, we have a lot of RNG in the game, and RNG, if RNG is on your side, you're still gonna win the match, even if you make small mistakes like me here. And also we're gonna bring the Spore in later, so it doesn't work really anyway like that anymore. You're usually just gonna bring the Grit Augment right now, play the Dust line, and then, yeah, later on. If you play versus somebody with the old list with Spore still in the deck, you can do that. You can still bring the Clumsy Augment, but usually you're just gonna play Grit right here. Another mistake that I did in my deck list, I didn't bring a 20 cost armor like everybody else does. So the problem here is, in this turn we have 20 mastery points left over, and we cannot put it in an augment because we need them later on. So he has that suit, he has that augment, he also has the better augment right here. Let's see if it actually helps him, or if just RNGesus is gonna dominate this round again. My units kill his units first, I get the first shield. So I should be very much in favor, but then later on, he just barely manages to actually win the round, even though I killed the first unit. So that's a little bit of a testament that he did the right choice with his augment, with his armor right here, obviously. But if you want to save one slot, it's not the biggest of deal if you don't bring the 20 cost armor. Like, the first few rounds are much RNG anyway. Now we're gonna complete our board right here. We're gonna clump them all up. I like to have Vermilia on the outside to be more likely to be tanking. I like to have my hedgehogs stacked and not stacked on top of each other, but like kind of staggered next to each other so they don't block each other. Because it happens sometimes that they roll onto the same spot and then they block each other. And right now, really, I don't know what's going on. I guess they just have a bit of a better focus on my Mamiliar. So they kill it, they get the shields. Shield all my damage from my rolls, and that's basically it. My front line is dead, his front line is all white, all shielded up. Excuse me. And yeah, they're winning this round very heavily too. We're going on to round number 4, where we're gonna bring the Mystic, and this is also a little bit of a change since we last looked at this meta. We're not gonna bring in both Mystics anymore, Apon and the Adorius. We're gonna bring in Adorius first. We're gonna give it the untargetable augment, which gonna secure that it's gonna stay alive, and we're gonna place it right in the face of the enemy. Why do we do that, you ask? Well, first of all, Adorius is pretty much useless after 10 seconds in the game, because the dust reduces all the Omega power from Adorius to 0, which means Adorius will heal nothing anymore. So we can have Adorius be in the backline and be sacrificed. Because Gazier, on the other hand, he still heals something with 0 Omega power, so it's a little bit more important to keep Gazier alive, and we're gonna have Adorius will be our sacrificial sheep for the Mystics. And it's in the backline. I placed it so it's still gonna get the buff from the grid augment here, and it's just gonna distract the guys. They're all gonna attack it. Actually, we blocked in some of the enemy units here, which can be good or bad, because now they stay around till my untargetable is gone. And now they attack the Adorius, but it's only the Ranger, so she cannot kill him. And she's basically locked in there. But it doesn't make the biggest of difference. He did the same, which I find weird is that he put his Adorius in the front line, where you're supposed to tank with the Adorius, so you have to reposition later on with what he did there. But in the end, he had the upper edge, he had the upper hand here, and RNGesus was obviously on his side. Now something nice is gonna happen because we're gonna win one round. We're gonna put minus attack speed augment onto our Adorius. Everybody's gonna jump in, get minus 20 attack speed, which is basically gonna win us the round. We're gonna put our Gazier just like him on the other side, which is kind of the safe spot for him. But later on we can get sniped here, right? So we cannot just leave him there forever. We gotta adapt to this positioning later on. Again, we're blocking in his units, which is good. They all have minus attack speed, and this is basically what wins us the round. But mirror matches, you don't have a lot of agency. If nobody makes mistakes, it's really hard to pull ahead just by skill. Now we're gonna upgrade our Ranger, and now we have two options, right? We can either protect our Gazier by putting our Adorius here. We can also snipe his Gazier by putting all our damage dealers to the other side. And the safest way you can do this is to put everything over there, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna put his Adorius. Can you stop moving the camera past me? So he's gonna put his Adorius over there to protect his Gazier, because if I put my damage dealers here, they're all gonna jump the Gazier and kill him. And he's also gonna put all his damage dealers over there to possibly snipe my Gazier, which was here, but I put him over here to put him safe. And also, if you have your Gazier, your Adorius, and your damage dealers all on the same side, my guys, if they're here, they're gonna jump the Adorius, and after it triggers the untargetable, they're gonna run up to the Gazier and kill it. But if there is your damage dealers who also came in here, the damage is gonna be split a bit, and Gazier is not gonna be instantly killed after they retarget to Gazier after the Adorius triggers the untargetable. Does that make sense? You know, I explain one more time. So the enemies come in here, they trigger Adorius untargetable, then all the enemies go to the Gazier and one-shot him. But if I have my units also over here, like they jump up there, and they do the same thing, then they're gonna meet in the middle, and it's not gonna be such a focus onto the Gazier. But that's a little bit the mind game. So what I thought is, I'm not gonna waste all these mastery points putting everything over here. All I'm gonna do is put my Gazier back here and just have a safe positioning and protecting my Gazier with my units plus my Adorius. Adorius is fine. Adorius is not gonna trigger so much attack speed reduction. That's why I think I put Adorius in the end. I put him in the middle, which is still kind of protecting the Gazier, because if he stays here, not all of them are gonna go up. Some of them are gonna go left to my Adorius. Yappy, yappy, yap. Let's just play it. I hope you know what I mean. Alrighty. Let's see it. I was really sure that he would go to the other side. Maybe I should have played around this a little bit more. Adorius goes in the middle, and again, his units are blocked in. You cannot see it right now, but he has like his Ranger and one more unit blocked in here by his Gyro unit. And yeah, now they come. You see, Volante was blocked and the Ranger. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Spoiler alert, we still lost. I'm not sure why. I think we made everything right. He has the better augments on the Gyro. That's another new thing that we do now. We put immune augments on the Gyro, which then means as soon as he casts his Omega, he's gonna have 100 Omega power again. He's gonna remove that dust debuff because he gets immune on Omega cast. So you put this on the Gyro and also the stacking ability power, the Surge module, which is then gonna do a lot of damage. So somewhere on the way we lost some mastery points, we weren't efficient enough, and we couldn't afford all the augments that we wanted to, which is totally fine. He repositioned to the other side, still has better augments than me. Don't ask me why, but that's all I know about the matchup, and now you know it, and I hope I can help you not get farmed by my future self. I hope there's not coming out a new meta that will kill this meta. Well, I do hope that, but you understand it, right? You get it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see you later on in the stream. Have fun with the deck. It's in the description down below. Peace out. Later.